Hello gamers and welcome back to another episode of the Drayton Town FIFA career mode here on the PlayStation. So we are really getting into the gripping end now of sort of the season. We're pushing into November. It's going to be, I guess, really good in the sense of that the games are coming thick and fast. We've made a little bit of improvement, to be fair, from the couple of months that we've had issues, away games, not keeping clean sheets away, conceding late goals, and losing games that we probably shouldn't be losing, in all fairness. So it's very interesting to see what we can do going forward and trying to rectify it so we all have the same sort of, I guess, positioning in the table, because it would be great if we can get into the playoffs, because we are really drifting into that mid-table towards the bottom end of the table in League One. We start off with the Papadons Trophy. Of course, we are the winners of this. We won last year by beating Burton Albion. We beat Burton. I was trying to think that. We have Lincoln City, who we just recently lost to in the league 2-1, who are down the bottom of the league as well. Of course, we beat Wimbledon, I think, or drew with Wimbledon, so we just need to get a win to guarantee his top spot. A draw would probably send us through, but of course we want that top spot position. We nearly go 1-0 up. Ian with a long shot just went wide of the post. Lincoln's best sort of move here was really good football here, interplay, kind of how they played against us in the league, but their shot went high and wide over the bar, but a real let off for us. And then, as we tried to kind of build from the back, Kean played a good ball into Ocean. Great touch past the defender, and he shot and he hit the inside of the post. Really good play from Ocean. The touch was absolutely fantastic to get away from the defender, but it was very unlucky. And then here, with his back to goal, sets up Jax, hits a good shot, and a very good save from the goalkeeper. So we're putting a little bit of pressure on, is what we like to see. Just trying to get that sort of goal just before half time and take the lead is the more important thing. Tyler did really well, sets up Danny. What a shot that is from Danny. Curls it with a lot of finesse into that far corner. It's probably one of the best goals that I've scored, where you mean every goal in that sense, but the curl on that into the top left hand corner or the top right hand corner was absolutely fantastic. What a goal it was. Past injury time, the whistle should have gone here. Don't really care that the game was on 2 minutes over at a time. Really frustrating for us. I really hate that from the referee, that they just don't blow the whistle regardless if it's in the box or not. Danny did really well, volleys it at the goalkeeper. Anywhere else he would have scored. Already scored one screamer, so would have expected him to score that. But he does really well, plays a good ball into Ocean, who takes his time and bends it into the far corner to make it 2-1 and restore our lead just after the hour mark. Really good football from Danny, who has really impressed ever since he's moaned at Mick, saying he wants to be in the team and he's better than most people in the team. And sometimes he does prove that by contributing goals and assists to the team. Neil came on for his replacement and hit a screamer. Anything that Danny can do, Neil can do better. The experience is there from Neil, probably a better player as well. Fantastic strike it was from Neil into the far corner. And then on the added time, because Lincoln obviously had their extra time, it fell to our extra time. Ocean picked out Jaden, who just took a touch, hit it first time. What a finish. That is 3 goals of, you could either have 3 goals of the month competition, or you can have 3 goals of the season in just one episode. Absolutely fantastic strike it was from Jaden, up and over the goalkeeper, no dip on it, and just roofed into the goal. So in terms of us, we have Stockport at home. We need a good run. Last year we had such a bad run. We had Sheffield Wednesday, Peterborough, Barnsley. We had all these tough teams. So hopefully now we can push on and get lucky. We have Stockport at home in the next game after finishing top. So hopefully the easy run prevails, because we did have that easy games. Here, Paul did really well. Good touch, great strike into the far corner. Scores, I think, his 3rd or 4th goal of the season. Really pushing forward with these goals now. But again, Mikey, the playmaker there, bringing the ball into play as he does so well. Neil almost scores again. Forced a really good save from the goalkeeper. Tommy does well to win it, and then he just sort of goes the other way. It bounces into the ground, and we go 2-0 up after half an hour. So Paul and Tommy are scoring. I think they're on the same goals. Every time that one of them scores, the other person scores. So really good that my centre midfielders are now pushing up. I just want Tyler to get that sort of goal that he deserves as well, because he has been very unlucky. You can see the pure joy on Mick finally dominating a away game. The game sort of went dead until early, I'll say midway through the second half. Dan should have scored. Easy header, really hit it straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunate. But yeah, that should have been a goal for Dan. And then we played really well. Tyler, as I was talking about, absolutely bombarding that midfield, comes off, takes out the defender, the midfielder, goes on a mazy run, takes his time, hits it, but just goes to the wrong side of the post. I thought the keeper got a touch on it, but he didn't. It was actually hit pretty outside of the post, but really unlucky. And then Joe does well, flicks it into B, takes a touch and just hits it, too much power, goes over the bar. But we just dominated this game, which was the best that we've played away from home, and it's Wickham, who I absolutely hate, especially when Gareth Ainsworth was there, because he's not there anymore. But I really hated Gareth Ainsworth and Wickham. It's just a thing that we had, really. I guess it's probably just the time wasting. They're just a horrible team to play against. Thankfully, as well, it's Sob's first ever clean sheet this season. So our first away clean sheet as well comes against Wickham Wanderers in November. So not great considering how long it's taken, but hopefully now Sob can sort of knows what he's doing, and hopefully he can keep that going in that respect. Plymouth Argyle next come down the south coast, or along the south coast. They're kind of right down the bottom of the league, so they're not doing fantastic themselves, but they actually put a really good move together. Dan gave it away cheaply. I don't know what he was thinking. Fell into Ennis, a weak shot, but it was a half decent save from Ian, and we managed to get the ball cleared and away. And then after half an hour, our first real attack actually, Neil hit a good shot. Keeper just tipped it over. It was probably creeping in. Needed the save, I guess, but yeah, it didn't really get going until sort of we have one shot. I think that's what it is in the game. Once you have a shot, you're sort of your game, you get going. I was unlucky there, just not get my left foot around that, because I could have probably scored with my left foot. And then on the stroke of half time, B did really well, tried to win the ball here, it puts in a really good cross. I think Paul was coming in the back post, but he went more to the centre of the box, really. I just ran straight into it and managed to header it up and over the defender and into the roof of the net, really, to give us the lead, which was fantastic. Probably not what we deserved late into the first half there, because we did play bad. And then Neil put a good ball over the top for Mikey, times his run, takes a touch in front of him, sets himself, hits it into the far corner, 2-0, game over. And yeah, we just try to hopefully now settle that, clean sheets. Let's keep these clean sheets now, home or away. Let's try and see what we can do. I thought Plymouth almost got back in it, but Ian again made some saves. Ian wasn't really tested much in this game, but when he was called upon, he made some really good saves. And the defence stood strong here. Danny and Alfie defended from the front. Did win it back, but again, another simple shot straight at Ian. So another clean sheet at home, which I think Ian's now nearly pushing up to double figures actually as well. So hopefully Ian can carry that ongoing. We actually win a free kick for a first foul that we've been given against, I think, really, that ended in a yellow card. But finally we actually get a sort of one that goes our way. Mikey presented a really good ball. It was a really deep cross actually towards Chris, who won his header. It fell towards Neil and then tucks it into B and then shoots. And it's a really good save from the goalkeeper to push it wide for a corner. And then I whip it into the far post. The keeper came. It's really weird from these keepers. You make a fantastic save and then you can see straight from the corner afterwards as a defence. You would be really annoyed about that. The keeper didn't need to come. Mikey's taller than him and he just heads it into an empty net. And we lead away at Bolton, which is a tough place to go because they're like third or fourth in the table. Really cruising this season, especially midweek. It would be a hard place to go. Paul did really well to bust forward, get a shot off and force a good save from the goalkeeper. And we actually played really well this first half. We really dominated. Shot after shot after shot that we had was just doing well. Neil was even winning the ball high up. B went on the run. Tommy opened sort of the gap up. B had another shot. And it was another really good save, but B was due a goal, really. And then just before the break, Paul did well, wins his header into Mikey. Great flick with the outside of the foot. B runs through, and finally he scores into the top right-hand corner. But the touch from Mikey with the outside of the foot just lays it up for B. He takes that really good touch and scores. And we're 2-0 up again, and we're actually playing better now because we're scoring goals in the first half and getting clear in terms of, like, you know, sort of being 2-0 up at half time and killing the game off and making sure the opposition don't get back into it. Poor goal to concede because he kept it in. We thought we cleared it, but we didn't, and then went across the box and they managed to tap it in. I felt like Sov could have got there, but probably being too harsh and criticising him. Mikey could have sealed it with 2 minutes to go, but it crashes the inside of the post and doesn't fall back to him. But thankfully for us, we do go on to win 2-1. It's another away win. It's not a clean sheet, but it's a win, which is more important for us, because we haven't really been keeping wins, let alone clean sheets. So I'm just glad that we do have them 3 points, especially at Bolton, are a fantastic team this season. Accrington sadly right down the bottom of the league, really struggling for form. I don't know why I didn't go for that. It was a great ball from B, should have gone for it, could have been 1-0 up. But we do take the lead. B this time managing to get the right side of the defender. Mikey was there, but B went alone. 2-2 from him. Fantastic shot and a really good goal from B. Probably deserved, actually, because he has had a lot of shots. So it's been really good from him. Mikey could have scored here. I went for too much power. I got really good at free kicks when we was in League 2, but probably higher quality has been more tougher, but I hit it way too hard. Sails over the bar. Really frustrating from Mikey's point of view. What could have been the turning point of the game here? I didn't know if it was anything bad, but Ryan just cuts inside, loses his man, but it hits him to come back. I tried to win the ball. I didn't. I thought it would have been a yellow card at best, but the referee deemed that it was a red card. So Ryan is now out for 3 games from a straight red card. I did try to get the ball, and I caught him on the side. I don't think it was a red. I generally believe it was a yellow, but nonetheless, as you can see, Accrington, only 3 players back. They were forcing everyone forward. Big mistake to try and get back in the game. We go 2-0 up on the hour mark through nil. But yeah, really big mistake from Accrington. The manager will learn from this, just for the fact of the scoreline. And also, when you have 10 men, you don't need to push everyone forward. And look, they're just like 6 other people on the halfway line, 3 at the back. B runs through, scores his second of the game, makes it 3-0, ends the game in all of the contest. And yeah, just scores again, and just so much open. And even at 2-0 and 3-0, Accrington still wanted to go for it. Look how many people. Look, they've got 3 people at the back against their, people that we're bringing on. Their stamina's low and everything like that. Ocean puts the ball over the top. B takes a touch, smashes it hard as he can. B gets a hat-trick, and B is now the second ever player to get a hat-trick in this career save. Mikey did it in League 2 when we played Stockport away and won 4-3. And B is now the second player to do it when we played Accrington. The more annoying thing is we didn't keep a consolation or a clean sheet, because Accrington did score a goal, really shit goal, but the move was so good. The flick with the back, like the back heel flick, was absolutely fantastic and really took me by surprise. But nonetheless, we win 4-1. It's another victory. We haven't seen much of them lately in recent episodes, but B has his hat-trick. Congratulations to him. 5 shots, 3 goals. Pushing on to a 70% shot ratio there. So fantastic percentage from him. Gets his hat-trick. Gets 8 goals for the season. Mikey, of course, scored a lot of goals in that episode on 12. As I said, Paul and Tommy on the same sort of goals. Danny doing well. Neil pushing up between 5. I got a couple on 6. So all the others are sort of left down, with Ocean, Jackson, Elfie towards the bottom on 1. Finally, the big thing is Sov kept an away clean sheet. It's been a long time coming, fully deserved, because he probably kept us in games away from home and still conceded when we've won or got a draw from out of nothing. So really does deserve his clean sheet. So well done to him. Massive turning point. A lot of teams dropped points this episode. We beat teams in and around us. Bolton, Wickham that we beat, of course. Big teams that sort of made that difference, in that respect, that makes a difference. Bolton and MK Dons and even Cambridge are up the top of the league, and they're nowhere to be seen. It's now Derby and Barnsley that are leading the way. Us and Portsmouth and Bolton are really in that playoff mix. But that is going to wrap up the end of this episode, guys. Been a good one. A lot of wins through to the knockout stages of the Cup, so hopefully we can carry on going through that. But yeah, drop a like, guys, and leave a sub, and I'll see you for our next game in the FA Cup.